All right, so we're gonna try and do the year. All right, so I got my reference up here. It's just a bunch of references that I got. So I'm gonna probably start with this one. I flipped this one. That's where the numbers are backwards, but just maybe more for an indication of how many sections I'm going to have. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's about 10 in this outer loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this inner kind of section. So I don't know. So we're going to give that a go. There's just some other references, a bit of flow. And this is for a tutorial for later. I'm going to ignore that. So I'll probably just stick with this one for now. And right, so head becomes live. Rearrange here a little bit. Space. And maybe I'll put all this stuff up here. Sorry. All right. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so selecting the geo, going to my quadra. There we are. And time to start quadring. So starting at the bottom here. I don't know why it's x-rayed. Oh, it wasn't x-rayed. It's just the way it is. Weird. All right, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go, well, I'm going to want to do like probably like in there, and then we did want to have, so there's going to be 1, there's going to be 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what am I doing? Well, I don't know. I was just counting them out, and then I realized I should probably try and match to some of these lines. So that's what I did here. I've got a couple that kind of match in here. And what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably bring this in a bit. 7, 8, and 9. And this needs to curl around here. So 9, 10. Probably going to do one there. 11, 12, 13. So I've got 13 of them, but let's go through and make our sections here. Faces. So again, holding down Shift, creating our faces. And now we're going to have to go and arrange these a little bit nicer. So let's thicken some of these up. Let's get that a bit thicker. And then I might be adding some just to is that the wrong? What is that doing? Why are you stuck in there? Come back out here. Let's try that again. It's a bit weird that it doesn't want to stick to the surface I want it to. It's harder than it should have been. For the ear, I don't know. Like, I want to be able to get the curvature and stuff. So I'm just kind of thinking about probably more is maybe better in this case. Just because it's going to be a bit easier to get some of the shaping done. Okay, and I think I'm going to put some in here. So let's put one in there. And maybe one in here, one in here, just so I can get this shape in already. Okay, so pretty boring, just watching me tweak points, but yeah. There we go. All right, so don't know what that single point is supposed to be for, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to do one across the top here now. So yeah, so just putting some dots on here and creating these second row of faces for the back of the ear. Probably thicken up a little bit when it gets into the lobe. And one there. And I think this one's going to go right where the... Yep, don't know. It always gets tricky when it starts to want to connect with the head. Pretty sure that's where that's going to want to go. All right, and maybe we'll do one through the back. So just repeating the process here. Dot, shift click, dot, shift click. And let's see if we can, oh, it's very dark in here. I thought maybe we could see what was going on, but nope, so. And let's do that one there. So, forgot which key to hit because I'm in ZBrush mode. Okay, so I'm gonna just, I think, this is probably super boring. It's just really tedious shit. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do a few more rows. I'm gonna try and fill this in the back. I won't attach it to the head. Maybe do some work on the front here. Again, I'm going to leave a bit of a gap just so it's not attached. I can either merge verts or use the fill in it with a face. And then I'm probably going to come in here and do another row on the inside. So I'll pause it, and when we come back, I'll talk about what I did. So hang on a sec. I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple more rows. Yeah, so, oops, mic's too far away. So what I did was I just did some filling in. So I've filled in the back here. I left the, like I just brought it in close to where the ear attaches, and I left a little gap here so we can decide what has to be done inside there. I left the end piece just to show you here that the last one that caps this off is going to be kind of one of these diamond shaped pieces here. So this is 1, 2, 3 quad, but it's just kind of, this line will come in and stop, and then we'll get something similar on the bottom where the earlobe is. I I've just done the same thing. I brought it up and I've left this section here, and you'll see it'll be like one of these kite shapes that I call them, with the 3 points close together and the fourth one further away. So that's just a matter of, we can come in here at some point later, you know, as we're adjusting shape and whatnot, and kind of clean that up, but it's sort of a loop that appears there. And I also just put a row in here. Again, making sure everything is quads, and then just for this little bit that sticks out of the front here, I've just put a square on it to indicate it's there. And what we could do then is go tab, and you can see right now it wants to extrude an edge, but I think I'm going to hold down tab and right mouse click and say extend here, and I want to do the border, so that when I do tab and grow this, you see it's going to grow out as a little like a little face extrude kind of style thing that's happening. So that's what we want, and then I'm going to probably do another one. So again, tab, drag on an edge just to do one more. And that's going to put it, well, that's probably a bit much, mind you, but now we can just adjust this a little bit. Because there's a valley in here and a valley in there. So we kind of want to show that a little bit. Yeah. And then it's going to be more gluing things together. So I think what I'm going to do is just start to bring this up, because it's going to be a loop that connects up to here. So I'm just going to start kind of creating this. I don't know how many to do, so I'm just kind of putting them down as a, and then we can stretch these if we need to. So something like this, if you hold down control, right, you can insert an edge loop. So if I put an edge loop in there, that gives me a chance to connect. It also helps with the shape. So now I have 1, 2, so this one would come up to here, I think. And then this one's going to go into here, and then I'm going to put one there. I'm just going to connect this up. Yeah, I don't know, maybe just start to bring these around, maybe. Just seeing if this will do something close to what I'd like it to do. Yeah, it's getting there. I think what I'd do there, yeah, hi-ho, fee-fi-fo bum. So it looks like we got an extra one in here. So as far as connecting, the way I connected this up, so that would lead me to believe I should cut this, but then that's going to go up into here. Might create a loop in there at some point, so I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to have a few more lines coming down here, and I might create a loop back to remove one of these lines. That should allow us to glue this up, kind of like we did at the top. We should just be able to bring a single line in, but I'll leave it for now. So the next bit then is, let's see, I'm going to do this, I wonder. Right, just going to leave that back, so we're doing well there. I'm going to do probably a couple of loops in here. So I'm going to try and get this part here next. Where did my orphan view go? Yeah, so I'm gonna try. So we've got our outer kind of loop structure, which is in here. We do have it kind of curling in. I guess it could go a bit further. Something like that. Maybe another one. Something like that. And then maybe we'll leave that one for now. So I want to go up inside here, but I'm going to try and get this structure with the double split. And that'll be kind of the last major structure. And then the rest will just be filling in, figuring out, you know, when to remove a loop or add a loop. So again, I'll just, I'll put it on pause. There's not much, going to happen here. I'm just going to trace up a few loops, and maybe when I get about halfway done, I'll come back and show you what I've got and finish the rest. So yeah, I'm going to pause again, and I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, so I only did one row just because I realized it probably might get confusing if I just did it and then I didn't show you. But what I'm doing next is it's a, I don't know, I don't want to call it a technique that sounds too grandiose. It's just something that I do, which I found works, which is high point, low point. I've mentioned that before when doing the face. So, you know, we get a high point, then we get a low point. So sort of a mountain top, a valley, peak and valley. So what I did was I just traced out a double row here for this high point. And I'm leaving the valley because the valley is just going to be whatever's in between. And if we need to insert an edge loop or something to get that shape, we can. So I've just kind of doubled up these rows because I'm going to add this single row going around, kind of like this. So I'm just going to go through and create, not that, this, come on, there we go. So I'm just going to go through. I don't know about the spacing up here. I got kind of a little bit confused. Not really. Oh, I guess it's okay-ish. So there it is. It's just the, you know, I'm trying to get this high point here, and even this high point there. And we don't have a real valley in here because we didn't have that definition in the ear. This ear is very, very pronounced, and the one I had was pretty generic. So, so that's the thing. And then I've got to, you know, we got to do a split up in here where we have sort of two arms coming out and then a low spot in between. But yeah, I'm going to build that out next. So all I did was I tried to match all the way around here so that I could, you know, I've got my high point done, and then I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to tweak it a bit and space it out, make sure it's nice and straight, and then I might just go around and fill around this connection space, which is that sort of valley space, which is going to be one face. It probably needs to be 2 rows, but I'm going to fill it once and then insert a loop, and that should set it down in for this valley. And then figuring out what to do up here as far as spacing. So I'm going to play with it, I'll space it, and I'll come back if anything interesting happens. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I didn't do much. I did fill in a row, right? And I just basically traced it back down, filled it in. I'm trying to leave a gap in here because remember we want to get this little extra bit of detail, and I didn't have enough detail to tuck this ear, and you see how that's tucked under quite a bit. So for whatever reason, when I reduced out of ZBrush, I lost this if I even had it. So I'm going to have to put that back in after we finish the ear. I'm going to do a final tweak. And I want to put in this double kind of arm thing going on in here. So I'm just going to use the multi-cut when I'm done to do some of that stuff. So I'm just leaving this plateau, big, fairly wide shape up here that I'm going to use hopefully to create that shape. And as you can see, for the ear hole, I put a single face down there to start. I'm going to do something similar to what we did with this trochlear, I think it's called. I don't know, I don't remember. And it's a little bump in front of your ear. So yeah, I'm going to expand that out a few times to kind of come out of this ear canal. And I'm just going to see how that's going to fit in with this connections that I have going around here. That should be able to grow that out and just figure out a way to connect it in. Again, here you can see I've got 2 rows coming into here, but only 1 for accepting. So that's where I mentioned before to reduce. And then here, it looks like I could create a little loop structure in here that might help reduce the volume in here in one of the rows, because I'm going to insert another loop anyways. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go away then. I'm going to extrude this out, connect this in, and then I'll come back probably and talk about how I'm going to clean up the rest of this. All right, so another pause and a few more minutes of work, and I'll be back. Yeah, anyway, I'm back. Oops, can't hear me. I'm back again. Sorry, just before I got too far. So I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to split this horizontally, vertically. You can see how nicely it takes that shape with that extra bit. I wanted that because I do have this line coming through this bump part, so I do want to match that up. So I just put that in. I did one extrude out, and then like if I go tab now, you'll see I'm just going to keep extruding up out of here, and even that far, that's about right. And then I'm just going to start to adjust some of these points. So we want to get them in here so that they make kind of sense with where they're going to connect a little bit. So that looks like something, you know, like if we started to just connect these up. In here I can do shift, put a couple in there. And then here I think, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about this, but inclination is to go in here and do something like that. And then here I can put those in. Put a point in here, there to there. Put a point in here, a point in here, put a point in here, point in there. So you can see we're just gonna start filling. Like I said, this one, we got a double now, which is a bit weird. So we'll see. And then I also want to avoid, like, this vertex now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attachments already. So it's a bit weird. So this connection here, I'll probably have to do something with. But in here, let's see if I can just do it as simply as, no, because this is a double in here. So if I do, you can see this is going to want to do something like that. I think that's what I'll do. Just going to adjust these around. So there's a dot there. Right. Okay, this is going to require a bit of reduction, I think. What to do here? I mean, so I've got like 1, 2, 3 lines coming in here, and I clearly don't have them there. This triangle is a bit weird. Okay, so this face is going around here. There, it's pretty flat, right? If I look at what it's doing, we want to round that off. We probably want to put another loop in here across these faces as well. So if I did something like, watch, if I hold down Control and I go into here, you can see how that goes all the way around quite nicely. So that adds a point in there, which is going to be able to do something in there. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to click and put that in. So that puts another row in for the ear. Just helps round this surface a little bit. I also think, right, so in here now I can probably just put this in and just sort of rearrange some of these points to try and make this look a little bit cleaner. That's 100% happy with that, but it's okay. I almost want to put another line in here somewhere. And we definitely want to reduce here. So I'm not sure. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go away. I'm going to puzzle it out because it is a bit of a puzzle. I'm going to work out a few things and then I'll come back and show you what I did. Okay, hang on one sec. Okay, I kind of got something figured out anyway, if I can remember all the steps I took. So I'm in object mode here, right? I've exited the quad draw tool and I've hidden the live object because I've been working on this with multi-cuts and things. So the first thing is, remember I mentioned I have this issue with this vertex having, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edge attachments already without, finishing up whatever I'm going to do in here. So I want to just delete that to just stop that from connecting right now. The other thing I mentioned was putting in a loop. So I'm going to do that. And the other thing is I'm going to put a loop in this way. So I'm going to go back into object mode. I'm going to bring back the head here. I'm just going to make it live again. And then select my ear, head, whatever, and go back into quad draw. And I'm going to hold down Control, and I want to put a curve in this way. So I'm going to put one in here just as before I remember. So I'm going to cut this so it's horizontal, vertical. That's going to help us out because then we can have two faces in here, whatever, to connect. I want to put this line in, so I'm going to hold down Control. I want to put a line in here. Now it stops here for whatever reason. I couldn't figure out. Oh, wait a minute. Let me. What just happened there? Something weird. It's like I already had this in. Sorry, let me undo this. Oh wow. So I saved the file. All right. So I saved this file at the wrong spot. So let me put this line back in. I don't want this line in there currently. That's the line I'm currently putting in. So I guess I deleted the bottom half, but this top half is still in. Yeah, and it goes all the way around, so it's added this line. So let me get rid of that first because I want to show you what's going on. So I'm going to hit Q here, go into object mode, edge, double click this edge, Control delete this edge, and then back into object mode, back into quad draw. Okay, so I'm going to put one in here. So I'm going to hold down Control. Right. What is going on? My mouse is down here. Why are you adding a loop up there? Yeesh. I'm going to pause and figure out what's going on. Sorry. Okay, I don't know why it's doing this, so I'm just going to let it be pissy. So I'm going to put this line in, even though I know I don't want any of the stuff going down this way, and then it'll let me put in the line here. It's pretty weird, and then I'll have to connect this up by multi-cut. So hitting Q, I'm grabbing this edge loop here. Actually, I'm going to grab that edge and delete it, and that edge loop, Control delete. Then I should be able to go object mode, multi-cut. That's not multi-cut, that is. Oh, I'm getting frustrated. Q, multi-cut. Multi-cut works while it's in quad draw. Okay. I don't want that edge, I don't want that edge. I have a feeling that I might have left a floating vert somewhere in the ear, and that's why it's not behaving correctly. So I'm just going to grab all the verts in the ear and hit delete, just in case there was a floater in there. Back into object mode, back into quad draw. So that's just put in this extra line here, which I'm going to eventually tuck in and under, just to create a bit more of a structured lip there. It does add another loop, and it does come all the way through. So it's made a triangle in there somehow. Let's get rid of that face. Okay. So I'm either going to insert or remove. Generally think about removing is probably better. I don't know. So I'm going to, it's like really close, right? So let's reduce first. I have two lines coming down here. I only want to have one line coming through. So I'm going to hit Q. I'm going to unliven, deliven, I don't know. Hide the head for a minute. Come in here. Lots of history. So I'm going to Control Shift delete that history. Going to get the multi-cut. which supposedly worked before, but I'm just going to drop it in here and I'm going to split across and then into the corner. Like that. And that's going to allow me then to take these edges and control delete when you're deleting edges, just to, right, gives me control delete. So this is just coming down and turning and going back out again. I didn't want it to flow all the way through, so I just created a loop there. Something similar down here where I want to create, right, so this connects across, so there should be a face here. This line should go and this line should go. So same deal, multi-cut, and I'm going to start here and I'm just going to cut up across and in, I think. And then this row can go, and this one can go, and then that one can go, and that one can go. So again, just created a bit of a loop structure in here where, right, this line's coming down, turning, and then going back. So now I can fill in across here, I can fill in across here. This whole thing here is a bit, so I don't think I need any of these lines. So let's see if I get rid of these edges. So it's a 5-side for now. But I think we might be able to do something with that. We'll see. So object, quad draw. Guess it doesn't want to do it unless there's a live surface. Control Shift H to bring the head back. Make it live. Get a quad draw. And then I'm just going to fill these in for now. So I know this is a 5-sided face. I have a dead end here. I'm going to figure out something to do with that. This is kind of my, ooh. Yeah, now that I look at this, I guess it's all right. I was thinking it would be nice to have a face going around there, but I think I can live with that. So now ideally, I guess, what we'd end up with is I'm just going to go around and check how these things are sitting in the, yep, valleys and not valley. It's looking pretty okay. So this last little bit to fill in. And then I guess this stuff needs to be handled in some way, shape, or form here as well. Just kind of cleaning these up a little bit. Oops, I'll do that. Yep. Well, so if I had a line in here, that would be helpful in this line here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 would come across here, and then that's, oh, that might actually work. So Shift like that, and then like that. Oh, look at that. I didn't need to do anything. All quads. Cool. I was thinking I was going to have to do something weird in there. So just this one down here, which is the 5-side, which I'm just going to be lazy and hold down Control, and it won't let me do that, will it? So multi-cut, and I'm just going to split this all the way down and around and under. About there. Now that made a triangle, so I'm going to see if this will work. I'm just going to take that edge and collapse it. So there's my collapse button. Oh, right, it won't let me. If I'm in quad draw though, it will. I think I can just merge that. So there you go. Same deal. So in quad draw we can just merge our target weld. Okay, so that's all quad. So I just, it's a bit crowded in here, and I don't know, it's maybe not the most efficient, but at some point I just kind of get sick of, oh, it should be perfect, it's fine. Looks good is good. Okay, I don't know why that's buried quite so deep, but we'll leave it there. Okay, so what do we got left? Nothing, I think. Just connecting the ear to the head now, and then detailing this to make it a bit more exaggerated. Getting that Y shape up in here, and then tucking this under so that we have a bit more sort of aggressive shape going on. This line here too, sorry. So that would need to continue all the way out and through. Which again, if I was just lazy, I would just carry that through. So I'm going to do it. Multi-cut. Just going to cut across here. And then I'm going to see, because I have trouble visualizing things sometimes. So I like to just do what I know is probably not, is an inelegant, probably not want to be what I want for my final look for this. But it is it's just asking you to do it. Just carry that line through and everything will be quads. And then I've got these 3 rows really close together. So now normally I would just now start to separate these out so that I have a nice even separation between here. I don't want these 3 lines really close together and then everything else kind of separated out. Plus, you see how it doesn't want to connect? Like literally, yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of a mathematic-y kind of reduction on the back of the ear to get this to fit. I was thinking about like looping these 2 so that it would turn into 1, but I think I'm okay. If we do, what is it? Not shift, is it alt? No, control, no. Can't remember which one is the, I'm in multi-cut, that's why. So there we go. So shift is relax. So we could just come in here and just use relax to kind of get these to kind of separate out a little bit. So I just want to relax this stuff out of the way. Now it will kind of start moving them, so I'll put them back because it'll kind of want to average them. But yeah, could give it just a little bit of a relax, just to separate that out a little bit, maybe so it's not quite so. And then the same in here. Just relax this out a little bit. Oh, that vertex has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. So yeah, it's not really a highly deforming area of the body of the ear. So I'd leave that. The way I'd fix that is to run another loop out, and I don't really want to do that. So I think I'm going to allow some weirdness in here. I mean, speaking for myself, right? That's what I would probably want to do. Oh, why did that grab it? Get away. There we go. Okay, so connection time. Well, haha, hee. What do we got here? How many minutes? 38 minutes, including pauses. So I think I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to pick it up. So second part of the video, I'm going to connect the ear into the head, and that will require a bit of finagling. So I'll see you in the next video. Question mark?